What's up guys, today we're gonna make shrimp scampi. Now, some of you might think, ugh, it's a hard recipe. But no, it's not. And it's goddamn delicious. So, let's just make this, shall we?
Okay, the very first ingredient in making spaghetti shrimp scampi is of course the shrimp. Now, you can use any kind of shrimp you want, but currently in hand, I only have this humongous shrimp that are as big as my chubby hands. Actually, it's even bigger. But it doesn't really matter because later we will chop it up to small pieces. First thing first, remove the head, the shell, the creepy little legs, and also the tail of the shrimp. Leaving you with just the body of the meat. But don't throw the head, the shells, the creepy little legs, and the tail of the shrimp, because later we will use this to make your shrimp stock wine. After you peeled all of your shrimp, you wanna devein it, or another way of saying, to remove the poop of this creature. It's super easy, just slice thinly the back of the shrimp, and remove the black string-like thing on its back. And yes, that is basically the poop of this creature. Now you've got your peeled off and deveined shrimp, then season it with salt generously on both sides and leave it for about 15 minutes. Back to our shrimp shells and heads, place it on a pan, then add in about 250 ml of white wine. Ideally something that is a bit dry, like the one that I use, Sauvignon Blanc. Add in a few bay leaves and some black peppercorn. You want to reduce this in a small fire for about 10 to 15 minutes or until you get less than half of the initial volume of the wine. Then remove it from the heat and pass it through a strainer, leaving you just a white wine reduction that has been infused with some shrimp paste. Now back to our pan again, heat up some olive oil, and once it's shimmering, place in all of your shrimp and don't use too much oil like I did here, or you will get this
splatter, hot oil that will burn you to death.
Cook it on both sides for about 1 to 2 minutes each, then remove it to cool off. Now, don't clean up your pan just yet, leave it to cool because we want all that olive oil and shrimp flavor in our pasta. Start boiling some water on a different pot. Add a generous amount of salt, I mean very generous. Don't be shy, add a little bit more. Then add in your preferred pasta. Here I'm just going to use a regular spaghetti. This is about 100 grams of store-bought spaghetti and cook it as instructed from the back of the packaging. But if you're lazy to read, just cook it until al dente, usually about 6 to 8 minutes. Once your pan has cooled off a bit, add in some thinly sliced garlic, 3 to 4 grams or 2 teaspoons of chili flakes, and cook it for about a minute or two until fragrant. Then add in lemon zest, about half a lemon of lemon juice, and your shrimp stock wine. Cook it a bit on a small heat so that all the ingredients could get to know each other. Then after that, add in your shrimp that has been chopped up to small pieces because obviously my shrimp is too big. But if you use small shrimps already, don't cut it to even smaller pieces. And now just ignore those 2 ginormous shrimp that I did not disintegrate. Then add in about 50 grams of unsalted butter, let it melt and infuse with other ingredients. And lastly, add in your pasta that has been cooked to al dente. Mix it all up and adding the pasta water as necessary, just to make the sauce thicker and creamier. Optionally, you can add some herbs like tarragon or marjoram, But I'm just gonna keep it simple and just use some chopped parsley. And now it's time to serve. Plate it however you like. Then add in a little bit more of the chopped shrimp to the plate and also the whole shrimp. And just to make it pretty, a bit more of the chopped parsley on top. And that's it, your very own spaghetti shrimp scampi.